We're almost through day one of the 100 Club of the Texas Panhandle Telethon. The Panhandle has been very generous right now. You've donated almost $38,000. You still have time to be a part of giving back to Panhandle first responders. All donations stay here in the 26 counties. Now, the 100 Club has been around for over 2 decades, and it all began as a way to take care of law enforcement and firefighters in the Amarillo area.
From the very beginning of the 100 Club, Todd Mayfield was there and kind of the ground floor of getting the 100 Club. I know you have very, very sweet and special friends that said, hey, we all want to get in and do the 100 Club. And when you first hear the word 100 Club, when I first heard it, I thought, what in the world? What is that? What is that? So tell me those early days and kind of the inception of this whole cool group.
Well, Allie, this kind of goes back to one of our consummate gentlemen in Amarillo, Vance Reed. Tim Williams, who was with the PD, Tim I think is still on the board of the 100 Club, heard about this organization while he was in Houston. So he did the right thing. He came back, set up a meeting with Vance Reed. And this idea, once you hear it, sells itself, right? Yeah. People want to take care of our first responders. And VR loved the concept, and Vance Reed, everybody calls him VR. Vance being Vance, he called a meeting of a group of gentlemen here in town. I was fortunate to be in that group, and Vance sat down and explained this whole issue with us, and what the concept was, what he knew about it, and then basically told us, I want you guys to start this board. I've never told Vance Reed no, because he's never told me no. So that's how we kind of got started, and frankly had no idea what we were going to do. Fortunately, we reached out to what was then the Phoenix 100 Club. It later became the Arizona 100 Club, and they graciously invited my great friend Ronnie Mankin and Chris Reed and I to come to Phoenix for their annual event, which was about 2 months after we were trying to get started. Funny story, we go out there and we're picked up at the airport by a former retired cop. And he's doing all this dignitary stuff where he's picking people up, bringing them to this event, and was frankly very standoffish with us until we told him why we were there. And once we told him that, he turned the lights on, went through every red light, went around people, and couldn't have been a better host. Because they get what the 100 Club is. Yeah. Now fast forward, we all came back and had this meeting, and we were so energized with this idea and this concept. And that's kind of where it took off and where it really ran. And you know, we started just word of mouth, selling this to other people and getting people involved. And once you tell people what it's about, they're easily going to spend $100 to be a member of this organization. It's just their way to give back. And all of this money that's raised stays here for the Texas Panhandle. When we started, it was the Potter-Randall County 100 Club, because we didn't know how big we're going to get, right? But it just blew up over time. One of my fondest memories, and the one that really solidified this idea in my mind, I made one of our first gifts. Mr. Jaquez was with the Cactus Volunteer Fire Department. There's a big fire up there in that part of the world. And unfortunately, he didn't survive and got caught up in a grass fire and passed away. So David Pitt and I, we had no idea what to do. We go to Dumas for this funeral. And when we walked in, I ran into John Mark Ballou, who was there covering this as a part of his news idea. And he looked at me and I realized, because he'd heard about the 100 Club, he said, you guys are here to give a check, right? And I said, yes, we are. Finally found the city manager, had no idea how he wanted us to do this presentation, but he said, let's do it at the gravesite. I said, okay. Keep in mind, we didn't know the Jaquez family, haven't talked to them, didn't know what was going to happen, and we just get in line at the funeral to shake their hands. And when we get close, David Pitt and I are wearing a suit, which is odd if you think David Pitt in a suit, because I think he only has one. But Pitt's idea, he said, hey, when we get close, let's just take a knee in front of the family. And I still get choked up talking about that, but we did. And we saw Miss Jaquez. She had 3 or 4 beautiful little kids, daughters. And we took a knee in front of her and handed her a check for $10,000. And all we said was, there are people, people in Amarillo who care. Take this money, no strings attached. Take care of these beautiful little kids and call us when the dust settles. And she did, and for multiple years, she came to all the meetings. She was in some of our PSAs. Beautiful family. I wonder now how old those children are, because this organization has been around for 20 years now, more than 20.